So I have now created this custom vocabulary in table format for the phrase S3 so that Amazon Transcribe can recognize the sound S3 and display it in the output as this S3. One thing you should note about creating the custom vocabulary in table format is that all the columns are separated by a tab. You should not use any spaces in these, like I can show you here. This is one tab, this is second tab, this is third tab. So this file is tab delimited file and it should not have any of the spaces, and if you add any spaces like this, it will break the structure of this file and you will not be able to upload it onto the custom vocabulary dashboard successfully. So keep that in mind. If you have any empty column, just make sure that it is having a tab there. The couple of columns can have spaces in between them, like when you describe the IPA column content, it can have spaces within that column, and also you can have spaces between the display as column text. So other than that, between the columns there should be no space, only should a tab should exist there. So let me show you that this second line also has only tabs in it, and there should be only three tabs within this row. So one, 2 and 3. So again, to make S3 reach to the display as column, that is the fourth column, we should give it 3 tabs for each column. First one is IPA, then sounds like, then display as. So 1, 2 and 3. So that's the structure of this file. Please make sure that you follow these guidelines, and the one that you see in Amazon documentation here, it is like just for the convenience they have mentioned it in this format. And if you read the text here, place each word or phrase in your text file on a separate line. In addition to the data in each field, each line must have exactly 3 tab characters to separate the fields. Save the file with the extension .txt in an Amazon S3 bucket in the same region that you are calling the API. So these spaces, as they are mentioned here, the example use space is to align the columns. Your input file should include spaces only in the IP and display as column. So if you copy these example, remove the extra spaces between column and replace tab with the tab character. So that's what I have done in this custom vocabulary text file. We should not have any spaces in it, because before uploading this file to custom vocabulary dashboard, it will validate the structure of our file, and if it includes any of the spaces, it might give you some errors like header names are duplicate, or the format of the line 4 is not correct because it might be recognizing a space in there. So do not use any spaces, just use tabs, and exactly 3 tabs if you are adding 4 columns in this file like shown here. So we are now going to upload it and to S3, and then we will create a custom vocabulary so that we can input it into the transcription job. So I am now into my S3 bucket, transcript demo input, and I'm going to upload the file. So for adding the file, I will choose the notepad file that I have just created, and we can simply select upload here, and the file will be uploaded to our bucket. We can expand it and note down the URL for this because we will need it while creating our custom vocabulary. Now I'm going back to Amazon Transcribe. Under the custom vocabulary section, we will click on create vocabulary. We will give it a name like custom vocab table format s3 s3. And if we are having list format file, then we can directly upload it by selecting this option, but if we have a table format file, we have to upload it into an s3 bucket and define the path of the file here. So make sure no spaces there. Click on create vocabulary, and the status is currently pending. We can click on it, and soon it will be getting started to upload it into the Amazon S3 bucket so that we can use it with our transcription job. Once the validation succeeds, it will generate a security token to upload this file into the Amazon S3 bucket, and uh, the status will be getting changed to ready once the upload is complete. We can hit refresh here to see if the status is changed or not. So we can see the status is now ready, which means that we can use this custom vocabulary while generating a transcription job. So we can now go back to transcription jobs and we can create a test job, test custom vocab S3, and we can give the path of the file that we want to transcribe. The format will be MP4, and we will choose a custom vocabulary this time, the one that we just created, and we will use default Amazon bucket for this demonstration, and we will click on create. So the job is under progress. We can click on the job to see more details, and we will wait. Once it gets completed, we will be able to see the output directly on this screen as we have used Amazon's owned bucket. So let's just wait for it to complete it. Alright, the job is now complete, and we have the output URL, and we can scroll down to see the output here. So you can now see that previously it was having S3 spelled, but now it is having the display as output that we have defined in custom vocabulary. So you can see that custom vocabulary is beneficial for uh, defining the words that are hard for Amazon Transcribe to understand as of now, and hopefully in future Amazon might add all their service names as an inbuilt understanding of Amazon Transcribe, so that we don't have to create the custom vocabulary for at least the terms that Amazon uses for their services. And that's all for this video. Now let's move on to the next one. Thank you.